Hello and welcome everyone to AARP Wyoming's 2026 Video Voter Guide Series. I'm Tom Laycock with AARP Wyoming, and today we're joined by Exie Brown, who's running in the Wyoming Legislature in House District 9, located in Laramie County. AARP has a proud 40-year history of nonpartisan voter engagement and does not endorse or oppose candidates. Nor does AARP make contributions to political campaigns or candidates at any level. Instead, we ask questions so our members understand where the candidates sit on important issues and can make their own decisions on Election Day. Today, I'll ask Mr. Brown 3 questions, allowing for a 1-minute and 30-second response to each. Then we'll give him 2 minutes to deliver his pitch to the voters of House District 9. So our first question, Mr. Brown. Recent AARP survey data suggests 80% of older adults wish to age in their homes and communities as they get older. If elected, what would you do to ensure older Wyoming residents can stay in their homes and communities as long as they want?
Well, thanks for the question, Tom. As I've been going around the district and talking to a lot of people, several of the elderly constituents here in the district, they're really concerned about property tax and getting taxed out of their homes. With all their other bills and being on fixed incomes, property tax has been quite a burden for them. And I think there's a way, and we have the means here in the state of Wyoming to where we can actually reduce residential property tax even further, if not eliminate them. Also, I think that we should have, or at least look into options for more home health. There are things that, the care that they can get at home, they can get just as well, if not better, than if they get sent to an assisted living or a nursing home. So I think that would help out a lot, especially if they want to stay in their home. My wife's been in the nursing profession for 28 years and has always worked in nursing homes. And some of the people that go in there, they wish they could have just stayed at home because they were receiving just the same amount of care there as they were in the home. So I think that's another option we need to start looking at, is what home health services that can be provided to keep people at home.
Thank you. Our second question for today. AARP Wyoming's Vital Voices survey in 2023 and our 2025 member survey shows our members are seeking candidates who can protect them from scams and fraud. In recent years, we've seen scammers evolve to using crypto ATMs and deed fraud to separate Wyomingites from their cash. How would you work to protect older adults from fraud and scam?
Yeah, Tom, thanks again for that question. The scammers are getting more bold, and they're getting smarter, and they're finding new ways to scam and using crypto ATMs. They're also scamming deeds to homes for our elderly, with the elderly as well. I mean, you see these companies now popping up like Home Lock to help protect their home mortgages or their home assets. And I think in Wyoming, we really value self-reliance and limited government, and solutions need to be focused on protection, education, local partnerships, partnering with AARP and their fraud workshop to, educate our seniors, working through senior centers and getting information to senior centers to educate our seniors on the potential scams. We also need to make sure that we're fully funding the Wyoming Attorney General's office and local sheriff's departments and investigators to pursue these scammers aggressively and face stiffer penalties. We also need to look at targeting the crypto and the deed fraud. We need to, ensure that when deed transfers are happening, that the rules are airtight, and that way they can protect our citizens from having their deeds taken away from them, and to make sure that they don't get scammed.
All right, our third and final question for today. We know Wyoming residents are concerned about rising property taxes. While property taxes can be burdensome for some, they also fund critical and state local services. These services include local transportation, home delivered meals, and home health services that keep older adults aging in place. If elected, how do you balance the need for relief with ensuring critical services are in place?
Well, Tom, that's a great question. And it's a question I get quite a bit. And it's a concern that I get from a lot of the citizens that I talk to, is the rising property taxes, especially with our elderly folks, as I mentioned before. Now, the state of Wyoming, we have a lot of money. We got $34 billion in reserves set aside in several different, what they're calling coffee can accounts. Last year, the state on their investments made $1.86 billion, which is 3 times the amount of all residential property tax collected in the state of Wyoming, which I believe was somewhere around between 650 and 670 million. And the legislature recently codified direct distribution to counties. So we have a way that we can eliminate residential property taxes, just having the will and people willing to do the hard work to make that happen. And we can still support and fund all of our essential services. And that's what we need to do. If local governments are not funding their essential services, and those are the first things that get cut, just because a small portion of their revenue, which that's what property tax makes up, is a very small portion of revenue, then those officials need to be held accountable if essential services are the first things to be cut. So we can balance cutting property taxes and ensuring our essential services for our citizens can be met.
All right. Well, you've been nice enough to answer our 3 questions. Now let's give you 2 minutes to explain why you think you're the best person to represent House District 9.
All right. Well, thank you, Tom. Yeah. Again, for all the viewers out there, I'm Exie Brown. I am a strong conservative Republican running here in House District 9. I believe in freedom. I believe in liberty, protecting our Second Amendment. And part of my platform is I want to protect our legacy industries of coal, oil, and natural gas, and stop the invasion of the wind and solar green energy scam projects. We also need to protect and support our small businesses by reducing regulation, the bureaucratic red tape, and by also reducing regulations when it comes to construction to allow homes to be built more affordable to where our young people can afford to buy houses. Also, I want to work on education. Education is a huge important thing by protecting our teachers' salary. We must protect our parents and parental rights that they have and their involvement in their child's education, as well as bolster career and technical education. And we need to gear our education towards jobs here in Wyoming. In addition, we need to make sure that our government is limited powers. The power is inherent to the people give the government the power. So we need to make sure that Wyoming is coming back to the people, and we need to limit our government, reduce property taxes, hold our government accountable. And I will fight every tooth and nail for our citizens, to protect our citizens, the constitutional rights, and our freedoms and liberties. And I'm that kind of fighter for here in House District 9. So I look forward to your vote and look forward to representing you in the next legislature.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Brown, for your time. And thank you to our viewers for joining us for this video voter guide. We encourage you to keep checking Cowboy State Daily and AARP Wyoming's Facebook page for more voter guides in the days to come.